All right, so in predicting products, it's important that you are identifying what you're given. So here, magnesium bromide, when it's two words, you're pretty much guaranteed that it's a compound. And then chlorine, when it's one word, you're pretty much guaranteed it's an element. In order to write a compound, you need to have a periodic table so that you can check a charge in case you need it. Remember, these are +1, +2, +3, -3, -2, -1, and 0. And then I have the special ones in here where this is +2 and +2, and then this is +1. If it's not in there, if it's not in one of those, like this one, iron oxide, iron is right here, it tells you the charge right next to it in Roman numerals. So I'm going to do number 1 as an example. So magnesium is right here, it's Mg, so it has a +2 charge, Mg2+. And then bromine is right here with a -1 charge, so Br1-. So in order to write that formula, I need 2 bromines in order to get a -2 to cancel out my +2. You could also do this little cheat if this helps, Br-, and it's a 1-, so crisscross, the 1 comes down here and the 2 comes down here. So that's Mg, what goes here is the 1, and then we don't write a 1, and then Br, and then what goes here is the 2. So MgBr2. So either way, you're going to get the same answer. You're still multiplying bromine by 2. We're going to add chlorine. Chlorine is Cl2. Chlorine is diatomic. Just as a reminder, diatomic molecules, Huckleberry Fino is the, is that called an acronym? I don't know, but it's I do like that as like a memorization tool, Huckleberry Fino. If that's not helpful to you, the diatomic molecules, that means that they appear in 2s. There are 7 of them, and they actually make the number 7 on the periodic table from nitrogen over to fluorine and then down to iodine. If you count those, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but I said there's 7. They make the number 7. Hydrogen is the last one. So those 6 plus hydrogen are the 7 diatomics, or Huckleberry Fino, if that helps you as well. So that's why chlorine has a 2, is because it is a diatomic. So these all appear in 2s when they're in their elemental form. So because I have a compound and an element, I'm doing single replacement. Because chlorine is over here, it's a negative charge, it's going to replace the negative of the magnesium and the bromine. So it's going to replace the bromine. So the chlorine is going to come in here, kick out the bromine, and then the bromine will be by itself. So now I have Br by itself. Br is another diatomic, so I have Br2, and then plus my new compound, which is magnesium. So magnesium still has a 2+ charge, and then chlorine, I'm going to look it up right here. It has a 1- charge. So if I'm going to do that cross thing again, the 2 is going to come down here, and the 1's going to come over here. So that gives me Mg1, because it came from the chlorine. Oops, I'm not going to write the 1. And then Cl, and then that is a 2 that came from the magnesium, so MgCl2. So there is our equation. It does ask us to decide if it is balanced and to classify it. So in order to decide that it is balanced, I'm going to go ahead and check to make sure I have the same number of molecules on each side. So I'm just going to set up a little atom counting here. So on this side I have 1 magnesium, 2 bromine, and 2 chlorine. And then on this side I have 2 bromine, 1 magnesium, and 2 chlorine. So that matches. So I'm actually already balanced. I don't need to add any coefficients. And then finally I need to say which type of reaction it is. It is a single replacement reaction. I took the element and I replaced it with another negative ion. So again, it was single replacement because the chlorine kicked out the bromine. The bromine is now by itself, and the chlorine is now part of the compound. So single replacement. I'm going to go ahead and do one more. I'm going to do number 3, this silver nitrate one. So silver on my periodic table is right here. So it's Ag+. Ag+, and then nitrate is a polyatomic ion, so it's on your list of polyatomic ions. Positive one and negative one, they cancel each other out, so my formula is AgNO3 plus, I have zinc, Zn, which is right here, so that's a 2 plus, and chloride, which is right here, so that's a 1 minus. So again, if I'm doing that crisscross thing, the 2 comes here, the 1 comes here, I get ZnCl2. So 2 compounds means I'm double replacement. Double replacement. And if I'm doing double replacement, that means that the metals is going to replace the metal, or the non-metal is going to replace the non-metal. I'm just going to switch these. So the zinc is going to come in and replace the silver is going to go and replace the zinc. So now in my products, I have silver, which was, what was the charge on silver? +1. And then it's now, instead of being with nitrate this time, now it's going to be with chlorine. So chlorine was a -1. So AgCl. I meant to write that in black, sorry, AgCl. Plus, my other compound this time is going to be zinc. So zinc is Zn2+, and now it's with nitrate, which is NO3 1-. So I'm going to crisscross, the 2 is going to come here, the 1's going to come here. So that gives me zinc 1, so I don't need to write the 1, and then I have nitrate, but I have 2 of them, so I need parentheses in order to show that I have 2. So now I'm going to go through and balance it. That was the last part. It asked us to balance it. We wrote the equation, we gave it a type, and now we're going to balance. So here I have 1 silver and 1 silver. That's balanced. Here I have 1 nitrate, but here I have 2 nitrates. So I'm going to need to multiply this by 2. That changed my silver. Since I have 2 silvers here, I need to multiply this by 2 to give me 2 silvers here. Now I need to go back and check. Since I changed stuff, I'm going to go back and check. So I have 2 silvers and 2 silvers. I have 2 nitrates because the 2 distributes out to the NO3, so 2 nitrates, which is good because I have 2 here. The zinc, I have 1, and on this side I have 1, so that is correct. And then chlorines here I have 2, but I also have 2 here, again, because that 2 distributes to the silver and the chloride. The ones in front distribute. Coefficients distribute. The ones behind do not. They go to only the single atom or ion that they're behind. So that's all balanced. 2 silvers, 2 silvers, 2 nitrates, 2 nitrates, 1 zinc, 1 zinc, 2 chlorines, 2 chlorines. So this here is my balanced chemical equation, and it is a double replacement equation. So you do have like, what, 4 or 5 more. Please let me know if you guys have any questions.